Welcome back. All right, so it's early in the season, but you'll notice that it's not the NHL logo I left in the middle of this board because there are some alarming things going on with the Canucks. Right off the hop today, too, and I think this was part of the issue. So it's Demko versus Hart. Early test for Demko, he passes, and then at 1:34, nice goal by Kyle Burroughs. From Besser and Pearson, he scores that on the rush. Burroughs, I think, offensively at his best game as a Canuck today. Then the Flyers try to answer. The Canucks get a power play. The Canucks power play could not get set up. The Canucks power play is a problem. Their special teams are sinking them. It's early. But this is a problem they had last year. This wasn't supposed to happen this year. Bruce Boudreau fixed the special teams. Now they've unfixed themselves. Has to be driving Boudreau a little bit crazy. There's a shorthanded rush by Hayes that ends up making it 4-on-4 for 23 seconds. JVR fires one wide as they cycle. That's killed off. But then the Canucks with a too many men on the ice call. The Flyers get a power play. Again, this all feels like early last season, too. Demko holds a screen D'Angelo shot. Lawton's then denied, but another Vancouver penalty. That was killed off as well. That's 3 kills they'd had to make already, and it was about halfway through the first period. Braun couldn't bury one then as the Flyers pressed. The shots are 9-2 for Philadelphia with 8 minutes left. In fact, the Canucks didn't have a shot since the Kyle Burroughs goal until Garland scores at 14-12 from Podkolzin and Schenn. So what happens here is you've got a team that hasn't had a shot on net for about 12 and a half minutes, and they're up 2-0. And I thought the score didn't indicate that the Flyers were actually outplaying Vancouver. The Canucks press for another. Allison, though, he's denied for the Flyers. And then there's some shoving after that. There was a press by Philadelphia with 3:30 left. Sanheim has a shot that's held. That was a 3-on-2 for Philadelphia. So we're going into the second period. Tucker Poolman missing from the Canucks bench. The Canucks already missing Dermott. They're already missing Myers. Now they're going to be missing Poolman. This is a team that's had problems on the blue line. And of course, this is a team that even when everybody's healthy, there are criticisms of the Canucks blue line. So there's pushing after a hold for Demko. Lazar has a shot in close. That was held. The fourth line for the Canucks had a good day. They did. They had a good day. That was shown, I think, by Boudreau late in the game. We'll get to that. So the Flyers had a rush chance for Cates. That was held. There's some pushing after that. Podkolzin then with a net feed. That's blocked. The shots are 3-1 for the Flyers at 4 minutes. So they continue where they left off. But then Kuzmenko's denied in close. I did see a couple of posts about Carter Hart on Twitter about how he's not very good because he allowed 2 goals in the first 3 shots. And see, Hart's not a good goaltender. And I kept thinking, the game's still early, Canuck fans. Maybe give it a little while before you take the victory lap. So we had a power play then for the Flyers, but Höglander on that play was high-sticked as well. Now, the referee said that was on a follow-through, so that's why there was no penalty there. Höglander was cut, would have been 4 minutes. Referee saw it and said, no, that's not a penalty. Lawton's denied. Good cycle early. The Canucks rush as it ends, and Joshua was denied. Then there's another Flyers power play. That's 5. 5 in a row for the Flyers, and they score on it. You can't keep taking penalties. D'Angelo gets that one from Van Riemsdyk and Hayes at 10:32. And it felt like the undisciplined play by the Canucks led to the power play goal and the passing. The passing by the Canucks today was just egregious, especially on the power, just lazy passes. Those, and if you didn't watch the game, it's one of those passes, and this happened a lot, where it's just sort of slow. It's not a real rocket pass. So for the defense team, or for the team playing on the defensive end, I'm trying to get this done fast because we have a bunch of games starting in a few minutes here, and I might be making it worse. But yeah, it felt like they were taking the lazy passes and making it easy for the Flyers to pick them off, and I was seeing that a lot throughout this game. It wasn't like they were playing really well and then suddenly it started happening. It was happening throughout this game. And to this point, there'd been no update on Poolman. Spoiler alert, he doesn't come back. Then there was cheers as the Phillies completed knocking out the Braves. So Philadelphia, a city that's had its droughts when it comes to championships, hey, the Phillies are still in there. So kudos to them. Hayes fires one wide on a rush. I guess I could have worn my Phillies jersey for this review, but that might have thrown people off. Yes, I have a Phillies jersey. Stillman has a blast that's held. I have about half of the Major League Baseball teams when it comes to jerseys. But yeah, Stillman has a blast held. Poolman wouldn't return, so he's added to Dermott and Myers as defensemen that are currently on the shelf. Burrows is denied then as the Canucks press with 3:52 left. The Canucks finally get their second power play. The power plays would eventually even up, not that it helped. It's a disjointed power play, and combined with the aggressiveness of the penalty kill by the Flyers, that's a problem, right? There's a near miss for Kuzmenko. They clear it out. They eventually get a turnover, and it's Lawton from Konechny at 17:49, and that ties up the game. So a power play marker for Philly, shorthanded marker for Philly. You guys know where I'm going with this. Special teams are screwing the Canucks again. Flyers finish the kill, 29.3 seconds left. The Canucks get another power play, so that rolls over into the third. Spoiler alert, right. The Canucks couldn't set it up. The Flyers kill it off. Garland hits the side of the net on an opportunity. Pettersson fires one high as the Canucks are pressing. Garland nearly gets one, but they can't get it, and it was cleared away by, I believe it was D'Angelo cleared that one out. Canucks go back to the power play. Kuzmenko's denied. Hart holds on. That's killed off. Carter Hart got a lot better as this game went along. There's a scrum that leads to a 4-on-4. Besser has a chance that's blocked by Sanheim. And that's where I put up there so many bad Canucks passes. Just they would have it, it'd be great, and then the Flyers spring-loaded going the other way. Then we had a fight between Burrows and Delorier, which means that Burrows has taken himself out of the game for 5 minutes. So now the Canucks are down to 4 defensemen. What could possibly go wrong? Well, Konechny scores from Provorov at 13:53. JT Miller tipped it to Konechny, so I guess you could give him the assist on this if you wanted to, but according to the app, Provorov gets the assist, and it's 3-2 Philly. That's when I put this jersey on, because even though there's 6 minutes left, I'm like, yeah, this is done. So the Canucks press. Lazar has a shot that's held. Look, I'm a Canucks fan, but I'm realistic about it. The Flyers then press with 4 minutes left. I also think the Flyers are proving early in the season they're a lot better than I think we gave them credit for. The coaching by Tortorella has been pretty good to this stage. So the Canucks pull the goalie with 2:25 left. With 1:58 left, it becomes a 6-on-4. The Canucks call a timeout. The Flyer, probably to talk about which keg they're going to, eat at. There's the keg in the States, right? Sure there is. So the Flyers block a huge shot. All the Flyers are diving at this point to block any shot on net. Horvat has a shot then that's held. And the Flyers, because it's a 6-on-4, where the advantage is anytime you get the puck, you just fire it down the ice. Because you do not have to worry about an icing call. So because that happened with 1:58 left, the rest of the game, they could just throw it down the ice. And they hold on. They win the game. They go to 2-0. The Flyers are 2-0. The Canucks are 0-2. The shots in this one, 14-4 Philadelphia in the first, 13-9 Vancouver in the second, 11-7 Vancouver in the third. Final shots are 30-29 for the Philadelphia Flyers. The power plays Vancouver 0-5 with a shorthanded goal against, and the Flyers 1-5 on the power play. That's the difference in the game. The hits 23-20 for Philadelphia. Demko 27 saves on 30 shots. Carter Hart 24 saves on 26 shots. He has good numbers for the first 2 games of the season. And again, I don't think either of these goals were on Carter Hart. So yeah, he's off to a good start. So is Philly. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And remember, the Canucks play on Monday in Washington. So if the Caps were to lose the game tonight, they should be right ornery, and that may not be great news either. But I'll be here to report on that when that happens too. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.